We have a pretty good understanding at this point in time that business credit and business funding is supreme when it comes to the fuel needed to emerge into and elevate your business growth and business development. Having access to that capital, having that separation of personal and business, having that unlimited funding if your personal and business financials can keep up with it, the anonymity, the protections that can come with that, all of these different benefits are tremendous and pretty much unmatched when you're talking about, again, the proper fuel source to elevating yourself on a business level, developing and growing a business. There's so many methodologies taught on how to establish business credit and how to get access to business funding. There's the net 30s, the random trade lines, these other things that are sold out. This idea that you can go out and put a bunch of these things together on a business profile and the business is randomly going to be able to carry itself. For those of you who are following content like mine and some other quality content creators, you will know that the actual most effective way to build business credit and get access to business funding and to do it at, the depth and scale that will be the most beneficial is to develop personal, close relationships with traditional banks and credit unions, as well as fintechs and other alternative lenders and alternative financial services companies. Working with them directly and leveraging your personal guarantor capabilities with your personal finances is the most effective way to build business credit and access business funding. That having been said, with so many different institutions as options out there, how do you go about the fastest and most effective way to graduate and scale yourself up into business credit and business funding and not spread yourself too thin or distract yourself with having too many different institutions, half of which may not be serving you? I liken this journey to the same, promoted idea of the cheapest way to a higher education. And I want you to follow me for 1 second so this can make sense. When you have not been left a massive inheritance or coming from rich parents, when you have no free ride through sports or athletics, academics or something like that, when you have the only way through college is to foot the bill, the strategy that has been put out there for years now and has worked very effectively for a lot of Americans is going through community college first, getting as far into that system as you can, getting the most out of it, sometimes an associate's or right up to a bachelor's or just short of a bachelor's, transferring out from that point to a quality, high-ranking college that may be available for you. This completely limits your tuition costs. It gets you a quality education still. It allows you to graduate to that higher collegiate level that will give you the power behind the institution's name as you go out into the workforce, as well as rounding out your college career, getting an education from that higher quality institutions that has, again, a deeper depth in what they can offer and brand name for you to follow. Very similar concept when it comes to business credit, business funding. Personal guaranteeing is literally the fastest and most effective way to develop business credit and get access to business funding. You can go other routes, but I'm telling you right now, personal guaranteeing is the optimal way to go. With that having been the case, then that means you are the business's credit and financials for the beginning, for the foundation of that business. You are the business funding, the business credit. That means you need to be banking with institutions and working with institutions that will give you all of the tools and products necessary to build out your personal credit to its maximum. You're going to want to work with the new fintech companies, these small credit unions, these other larger credit unions, because their barrier to entry is the lowest. They're focused on getting you the best tools possible with the least requirement or the most flexible requirements. You want that because when you're building out the best personal credit profile you can, you need a balanced profile and a deep profile. That means you honestly, more than 15 or 20 accounts should be the ground floor of how many accounts are on your credit report. For instance, you want high credit limits. You want a diverse credit pool. So that means you want access to auto loans. You want personal loans. The pledge loan situation has been put up a lot as far as Navy Federal is concerned. These different tools and tactics, these different data points on your credit report are going to be the foundation to you putting your name behind your business and getting high levels of funding from there. So doing that, you want to go through the path of least resistance. That's going to be the same thing like the community college. These small fintechs, these new fintechs, these credit unions, these small local banks, regional banks, because again, their barrier to entry is going to be the lowest with the highest quality products and still a quality brand name on your credit report. While you're building up your financials there, you're going to hit a certain point, i.e., for instance, your associate's degree or right before you hit your bachelor's degree, you can transfer out from that point in time. You have the credentials, you have the, academics, if you will. In this case, you have the data points from these credit unions and these alternative companies and fintechs to now go to your large, high scale, high ranking institutions. And as I've said in previous videos, that have deeper pockets and bigger brand names. They're the ones you're going to transfer out to when it's time to actually hit the ground with business credit and business funding. Yes, of course, you want to get access to these things with your credit unions and your fintechs. But I keep telling you and teaching you guys over and over, their pockets are not as deep in many cases. You want to start building early relationships with your American Expresses, your Chase banks, your BOAs, your Goldman Sachs, and on down the line, Citizens Bank. You want these individual banks and institutions because they're the ones when you start to need that deep 5, deep 6 figures for your business and your business ventures, they're going to be able to put that kind of money up and it not be a big problem. You're going to build all of the foundational data points to qualify for those institutions from your Navy Federals, from your Penn Feds, from your fintechs, your capital on taps, so on and so forth. You're going to use them and their low barrier to entry to build out the data points to go to your top ranking university, which is going to be these larger institutions. This is the simplest and most effective way to scale your personal finances and personal credit in particular to graduate to business credit and business financing. And again, you can combine these tips and tactics as far as these net 30s and stuff like that along the way. They don't necessarily hurt, but most institutions are looking to see comparable credit when they're dealing with you. That's the important factor. Comparable credit, as my friend at the Credit Cousin YouTube channel likes to talk about, is going to be the combination or the comparison of your personal credit from other quality equivalent level institutions. So to put that in better English, if you are getting a business credit card and it's from Chase Bank, they're going to look out on your credit report. If they see another quality credit union or if they see another quality institution that they see as either somewhat of an equal or a competitor, and they see they have a credit card and whatever the limit they've given you, or you've managed 5,000 with them, we're comfortable giving you 5,000 to 7,000. You've managed 10,000 with them, we're comfortable giving you somewhere around $10,000 because again, this is an equivalent level product and an equivalent level institution. Same thing goes when you're dealing with auto loans and personal loans. That's a different conversation, but it's very similar. They're gonna want to see you've handled an equivalent level product with an equivalent level name. And that's where building the data points up at these other institutions that are still quality, but again, their pockets are not as deep. So this is in order to bring simplicity on your journey to business credit and business funding so you can scale up your business ventures. I want you to comment down below and let me know, have you exercised this type of strategy, whether in your collegiate career or if you're exercising this strategy with these smaller institutions and fintechs to graduate yourself up to the American Expresses and Chase banks of the world to get the most out of those relationships. If you are, I want you to drop the institutions you're working with and the products you're working with, some of the limits you're experiencing. And I want you to talk a little bit about where you're headed next. To all my pioneers, welcome back. To my new viewers, welcome in. You want to learn more about the channel? There are links in the description below. You can go to the About section as well and tune into more videos and learn more about myself and the channel. Other than that, I want y'all to stay focused. Stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.
This is JP from Blueprint for Prosperity Network, a channel dedicated to helping you increase your net worth through relationship banking, maximizing your borrowing capacity, the proper use of life insurance, and the ownership of real estate. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading content on a daily basis to help you customize your blueprint for prosperity.